Alright, welcome to a quick tutorial on how to use the community. So first things first, let's go to the website. You should type in your address bar, education.ufl.edu, hit enter, and it should bring up this page, or at least one that looks very similar to this. Hover over My Education and you'll see My Community. Click on My Community, and it'll bring up a page here that prompts you with this login. So go ahead and click the login button, and then you should have a username and password that was provided to you. I saw Dan had sent some out, so you should have that information, but go ahead and put the username and the password in, and then click on login. So this brings up a palette. For me, it was very busy, but for you, you're not going to have a whole lot there. So what you want to do is hover over Tools and Groups, and just click on the Groups function. And that'll bring up all the groups you're in. In your case, you might have one or two at the most. I have a laundry list of them. But right here is the Smart Start web project. Go ahead and click on that, and then that'll take you to the group page. So now we're in the group page, and we want to try a couple different things. So I'm going to initially upload a file. So I'm going to go to Group Files, and I am on a slow wireless connection, so it takes mine a few minutes to pick up. So you can see I did a test file for the tutorial the first time, but the tutorial was not that great. So what we want to do here is, in this case, we're uploading a file for everybody to see so that we can work with it. So we click Upload a File. Now some windows come up. Titles, descriptions. So this would be your typical search for the file. It might say browse if you're using like the Firefox browser. Different browsers will have different titles right here, but this section right here is where you go and choose your file. So just click on that, and up pops a bunch of stuff that we can look at, and we'll pick us. Here's a project plan for Smart Start that we can put in, and I'll open that. So now we've got this file ready to be uploaded, but we need to give it a title. So I'm just going to put test file number 2, and I'm going to go delete these here in a little bit. And in the description, you can put some more in there. For one of the files I did, for example, I got the assessment tool file from Abby in the email. So I uploaded the file, and then I uploaded the body of the email, which had some questions and some description in the description page here so that everybody can see it. Then in this section we have tags. It's not imperative to use tags at this point. The affordance we get from this is that it allows it to be more searchable the better we tag. So it's what they call SEO, search engine optimization. It will be a good habit to get into because I think that'll be a significant component of the Smart Start project in how we connect these various areas. So for now, since this is just a Smart Start, I'll just put Smart Start in there, and I'll put test file. Try not to be too obscure with the titles. Just put in something straightforward, and we could think later on the broader side about what our controlled vocabulary might be for that. So you have who can see this, and as you can see, you can pick where it's just you, everybody in the community, which would be everybody in our platform, public, which is everybody, that's that little including Google statements there, or just the group, which is pretty much, it is the default, and it's pretty much what we'll do is just restrict that to the group so we can see what's going on. So now click Save. And your test file's up. So let's go see what that looks like. So we click on test file. There we go. We see the files there. You can download it. If I had made a description, it would have been in there. I probably should have done that, but I will show you one that has a description. So let's go back and look at all the files in the project so far. So this was that one I talked about where I had received an email with a file, and I put both of those in this site. So here's the body. That was what went in the description. There's the download this for the file and an area you can make comments in. So this is a way to upload files. Now the next step is going to be, rather than uploading a file and everybody taking the file down and messing with it, we find a collaborative space for that file, which would be a page. So I will follow up later with tutorials on what pages do. But for now, that's how we upload a file so that we can share that information and everybody in the project can take a look at it without having to contact somebody else through email and waiting on them to be available to respond. If the stuff's there, then we can pull it down and look at it. Or if somebody has a question, they can go look at the comments and the descriptors and see what's going on and make a decision on what they need to do on their end. So that's one of the primary reasons that we use a space like this, is it streamlines the efficiency and allows other people to be able to see what they need to do without having to constantly call someone or get them at a certain time in a certain place. This transcends time and place. Well, thank you for listening.